I'm talking with Saul Carliner. And Saul, you had a post on your site a while ago about this emerging trend of do-it-yourself. In other words, or at least from what I got out of this, is this idea that people don't need to hire a professional technical writer. You have the subject matter expert, the business analyst, other people just create the help materials, whether they're written materials or other forms. And this trend of being able to do it yourself seems to be something that's growing. Is this something that technical writers should fear or embrace?
A little bit of both. In the world of journalism, they call it digital journalism, and they used to have a crew of 4 to 6 people go out on any given story. They'd have a videographer, a producer, I think a sound person maybe, and then they'd have the reporter. And ABC News, if you've read the paper in the last few weeks, has just laid off 400 people. And one of the things that they're doing is saying, as a digital journalist, you are the entire team. And so do-it-yourself actually comes in a lot of different varieties. So what I've read in the papers about the ABC News situation is they said if you're just a news reporter on camera, you really don't have much of a future. You're going to have to be able to write your own news, and you're going to have to be able to do the digital work to produce it in both web and video formats. And I would say that in terms of technical communicators, when I started in the field back in the Stone Ages, about a week after they invented fire, we had production assistants and typists and all that, and over time we became do-it-yourself people for most of our work. So we've been through that side of the conversion. Then the next piece is that there's a lot of content out there that we're writing or we're at least producing, and that when you think about the value added that we're providing, I think a lot of us haven't asked the fundamental question, are we really adding value, or are we merely producing it? Because if we're merely producing it, the tools will allow other people to do that themselves. And so the big message I take away from that is, on a professional level, we need to be, for lack of a better word, a digital journalist or digital communicator, which means we need to be able to do all of those different pieces. Now, no one's going to be able to do all of them perfectly, expertly. You're going to have the one that you do better. But I would say the communication one is the strongest to me, the writing and the visual communication. And then if you can do the basic production of most things by yourself, you're going to be in pretty good shape. When it comes to the content that we're producing, we may find that if we're only actually adding production value and we're just, at making things look pretty, I don't know that there's a really value added there, and we have to question whether it's good for anybody for us to do. That said, one of the reasons people really may not be perceiving the technical communicators add values, in a case like that, let's get real. We're not really doing anything other than really reformatting someone else's words.
So from the sense that other people can start to write, I can see where technical writers might be a little bit threatened, right? People start to write and suddenly your job isn't so valuable. But now the technical writer can do other things. The person can control the video and do voiceover and do production and AV and all kinds of things. So is this giving technical writers like more of a horizon that they can expand into?
Well, let's put it this way. It's all a matter of what the individual chooses to take from the experience. If someone looks at this and says, look, I'm freed from doing the crap stuff and I can do the good stuff, and then they can envision and even propose in some cases some added value projects that they can work on and some really complex, challenging, exciting communication opportunities, I think they're going to find that there's a lot of really exciting stuff out there. There'll be things that we can communicate that haven't been communicated before because basically we've been so stuck in doing the stuff that's required. The challenge is letting go of the stuff that's required. If you've been doing like a programmer reference manual where really everything's written by the system programmers and all you're doing is just combining everything, and you can give them a template and they can do it themselves, on the one hand, that may make you feel devalued. On the other hand, if you can figure out, I've been looking at people using these things and they're 5 commands that nobody knows how to use properly, and I can start talking about how to do these things more effectively. I can be adding value to my company by teaching people how to use their products more effectively. But the challenge is that you need to make that transition between what I used to do and what I'm going to be doing in the future. And for some people, that's an easy transition. For other people, it's a really, really challenging one. And for the people for whom it's easy, this is a great opportunity. For those for whom that's a challenge, this will be a problem.
All right, thanks, Saul. I appreciate your comments here. Again, we're at the STC Summit in Dallas, and Saul's blog is saulcarliner.blogspot.com, right?
Good memory.
All right, thanks.